Hey, it's Storyworthy. Today on the show, comedian Michael Kosta talks about his first professional tennis tournament.
When I finished tennis at Illinois, I wanted to play, and I thought that I could play professional tennis. At Illinois, I would play anywhere from 3 singles to 6 singles. I was not the best player on the team, but I was a pretty solid tennis player, okay? And I was even world ranked while I was in college. So I had a world ranking when I graduated college, and I said, Dad, I really think I can be a professional tennis player, and I want to do it. And my dad said, great, who's paying for it? Because I'm done.
Today on the show, comedian and Daily Show with Trevor Noah correspondent Michael Kosta talks about his first professional tennis tournament. Stay close. Welcome to Storyworthy. My name is Christine Blackburn, and I'm coming to you from Los Angeles, California. Whether you're a longtime fan of the show or a new listener, welcome to Storyworthy. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed comedian Billy Wayne Davis last week. Billy Wayne Davis is a really funny guy, and he's been a professional comedian for at least 10 years. He's traveled all over the country, and last week he told a really funny story about touring with Ralphie May, the late great Ralphie May, and they had a crazy night in Orlando, Florida. You will never see Orlando the same. It's very, very funny, so go back, you guys, and listen to Billy Wayne Davis last week, but not today. Today I'm starting a new format of the show, and I'm bringing back stories that I have already aired over the last 12 years. I have 765 shows in the catalog, so I doubt you remember every single one. So I'm going to spend more time on my other show, My Life in 3 Songs. I sure hope you'll join me over there on Spotify for my new podcast, My Life in 3 Songs. I talk to comedians about the 3 songs in their life that have impacted them, and I have had on fabulous guests just like I have here on Storyworthy. So please check out mylifein3songs.com and go over to Spotify, download the app, it's totally free, and start listening to My Life in 3 Songs. And today on Still Storyworthy, I'm bringing you comedian Michael Kosta. Michael, as you probably know, is a correspondent on The Daily Show with Trevor Noah, and he has a brand new special out called Detroit, New York, Los Angeles. Please enjoy this really funny story from Michael Kosta.
Thanks for having me, everybody. My name is Michael Kosta, and this is my story, which is titled My First Professional Tennis Tournament. So before we even get into it, we need to understand that I grew up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, the youngest of 4 kids, and my dream was always to be a professional tennis player. So that was the goal from day one. You spoke about playing at Lake Park in Milwaukee. Our family would play at the Ann Arbor Racket Club. We would pack picnics. We would ride our bikes down to the Ann Arbor Racket Club. We'd play mixed doubles. My siblings were John, Christy, Todd, and then me. So we had 6 people, mixed doubles, singles, doubles, Canadian doubles, which is this weird thing, which is like doubles for 3 people, but somehow it's named Canadian doubles. And being from Michigan, being close to Canada, it was kind of fun to play Canadian doubles. But my dream was always to play professional tennis. And in my house, you would pop popcorn and you would watch the Jimmy Connors match or the John McEnroe match. It was a family affair to play tennis. And being the youngest, I was afforded some opportunities that the other siblings weren't. We had a little bit of money when I was growing up, and I had lessons, and I could travel and play tournaments. And I had a little bit of success in tennis. I won the Michigan State Championship twice. It's not the Georgia State Championship. It's not California. It's not Texas. It's not Florida. But still, I did pretty good considering the state of Michigan. I went on a scholarship to the University of Illinois, who was coached by now current Australian Open tennis director Craig Tiley, a world-class coach. I was very fortunate to go to Champaign-Urbana and play for the University of Illinois, a team that we became number 1 in the country, won 4 Big Ten championships. I loved being from Ann Arbor and going to Champaign-Urbana, and everyone in Michigan would go, "Why didn't you go to Michigan?" And I go, "Because we beat you guys every time." And when I finished tennis at Illinois, I wanted to play, and I thought that I could play professional tennis. At Illinois, I would play anywhere from 3 singles to 6 singles. I was not the best player on the team, but I was a pretty solid tennis player. Okay. And I was even world ranked while I was in college. Nowadays, you can be a world ranked tennis player. You don't accept the prize money, but you can still play collegiately and be a world ranked tennis player. So I had a world ranking when I graduated college, and I said, Dad, I really think I can be a professional tennis player and I want to do it. And my dad said, great, who's paying for it? Because I'm done. And I said, that's a great question. I thought you were going to pay for it. He says, I'm not paying for a shit at this point. So we did something that was kind of unique that golfers do, and we sold shares of my career to investors. And we, for $5,000, you could buy a share of my tennis career. And we raised $100,000, and you got a percentage of my prize money at every single tournament that I played there on out. It was kind of crazy. It was really it provided me with the opportunity to play professional tennis. These are people that we had some independent, wealthy people from Ann Arbor, Michigan. We had boosters of University of Illinois who put money in. We had my brother's friends pool together money, all to kind of bet on me to make it as a professional tennis player. To this day, these are the people that I'm most grateful for and to, because they let me chase this dream. And for $5,000, you could, you could support this hopefully soon to be successful tennis player. My last collegiate tennis tournament was in Lubbock, Texas, at the NCAA championships at Texas A&M. There was about, I don't know, maybe 900 to 1,000 people watching. This is pretty good for collegiate tennis. 1,000 people watching is pretty good. I lost very badly in my last collegiate tennis match to USC, of all places. And now I live in Los Angeles, USC. This guy kicked my ass. I'll never forget his name. I'm not going to mention it because I don't even want to give him the respect. I'll never forget walking into that last match of mine that I was about to lose, and there was a sign, only in Texas, at the tennis center that said, no handguns. And it always just made me laugh. Tennis is not a handgun sport, but only in Texas does it say no handguns. So I walked in, I saw no handguns, and I lost badly. The next day, I flew. I was done with college. I graduated with a communications degree. Who knows what the hell that means? And I was out of tennis. I graduated. I flew to Zihuatanejo, Mexico for my very first professional tennis tournament with my doubles partner, Nathan Zeter. Why does Zihuatanejo, Mexico sound familiar? That's where Andy Dufresne escaped prison to in The Shawshank Redemption. It's a real city. It's a real place. That was my very first professional tournament. We land. We immediately go to the hotel. Okay. It's a nice hotel. It's a resort hotel, and it's $150 a night. This is Mexico. Nothing should be $150 ever. I'm now paying my own fare. It's not like the University of Illinois is paying for me. This was a big problem. Immediately we land. We go, I can't pay $150 a night. Meanwhile, if you win the tournament we're playing, you make $3,000. Okay. So this is like to go 7 nights in a hotel, you basically wipe out your prize money. We go to the practice courts, and we notice that it's just a sheet of asphalt. There are no lines down. There's a fat Mexican man with a brush painting the tennis lines. Now, this is not how you paint tennis lines. There's normally like a laser and a fucking cart that you push or something. It's a fat Mexican guy painting the lines. And I go, this is a little different than being in Lubbock, Texas 2 days ago with a multi-million-dollar facility, no handguns permitted. That night, we go to sleep. Air conditioning, $150 a night. It was great. I slept well. I never remember thinking, this is it. I'm going to, tomorrow's my professional tennis debut. Show up to the match the next morning. The umpire has a coin the size of a Frisbee, okay? And he flips the coin. Before a tennis match, you flip a coin, and you say, if you call it right, you can either serve, you can receive, or you can defer the decision. So this guy has this fucking giant coin. And I go, hey, man, why is your coin so big? And the umpire goes, well, I don't have great eyesight. Now, this is going to be my umpire who's calling all the lines for this match. I lose my match. I don't even remember the match. I remember losing, and there were these 2 Mexican men who from the beginning of the match to the end of the match were watching my match, and they were kind of cheering occasionally, and they would clap or whatever. And I lost. When you lose first round of a minor league professional tennis tournament, I made $91. Not bad. And I remember I lost. I felt kind of bummed, but I knew, there's another match, another tournament coming up. And I went over to those 2 men, and I said, hey, thanks for watching. 3 days ago, I was playing in front of 1,000 people. Now I'm playing in front of 2 Mexicans. I go, thanks for watching, guys. And they said, no, we just have the court after you. So it was definitely welcome to the Pro Tour. Go back to the hotel. No way I can afford $150 a night hotel when I just lost. If I'd kept winning, then you can stay in the nice hotel. But this is what happens when you are not a great tennis player. When you lose, you got to switch hotels. So Nathan lost as well. Nathan and I switched to a $9 a night hotel, deep downtown Zihuatanejo, our broken Spanish, very, very hot. It was probably 140 degrees. We would take freezing cold showers and then run into bed and try to fall asleep before we started sweating. And we were still in doubles. So we did okay in doubles. We maybe made second round, third round. We maybe made like $70 or something. But we're in this $9 a night hotel, truly $9 a night. And I remember after I lost my match, Nathan and I were like, the tournament is over. This is our first professional tournament. Even though we sucked and we lost, we deserve to go out and celebrate. So even though we lost, this is probably why I didn't do great on the professional tennis tour. I lost, and yet we were still celebrating. So we go to this awesome little taco joint. I drank a strawberry margarita. Nathan was smart and had a beer. And we're kind of sitting there, and we're talking, and we're reminiscing about the week, and we go, this is going to be hard. We didn't realize how difficult it was going to be. In college, everything is paid for. You have a clothing sponsor. You have rackets. You have guys that string your rackets. You have people that book your flights. This was our awakening to this is actually going to be difficult. And we weren't sad. We weren't depressed, but we just looked ahead. It was a time in our lives where we looked forward and we go, this is going to be fucking hard. And I remember as we were walking away, my stomach started to kind of gurgle, and Nathan goes, did you have a strawberry margarita? And I go, yeah. And he goes, it has ice in it, right? So for the next 3 days, Montezuma's revenge, diarrhea. And I remember just going to bed that night with diarrhea, pissing out of my ass, going, what the hell just happened, man? I'm playing a professional tennis tournament, and now I have diarrhea, and I'm in Zihuatanejo, Mexico. And ladies and gentlemen, that's my first professional tennis tournament.
I hope you guys enjoyed Still Storyworthy today. Thanks so much for listening. Don't forget to follow Storyworthy on social media @Storyworthy. And of course, check out StoryworthyPodcast.com. All right, you guys, one more time on behalf of the very talented Michael Kosta. My name is Christine Blackburn saying, make it a Storyworthy week.
Thanks for joining us on the Storyworthy Podcast. We'll be back next week with all new stories. Subscribe to Storyworthy on iTunes and visit the Storyworthy website at StoryworthyPodcast.com.